the Pirates from Wheelersburg.
Your network sponsor for this championship game is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics and the more than 600 Ohio DeKalb Pfizer dealers supplying Ohio farmers with a full line of quality high-yielding seed products.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome back to St. John Arena in Columbus for our second game of the day. Earlier, Monroeville defeated Columbus Whirly 66-62 for the Class A boys title. And now it's Double A time. I'm Andy McWilliams, and with me again, Jimmy Crum. Jimmy, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary is favored in this game. They have an edge in experience and in size.
Yes, they do have the edge in experience in that they were here last year. They lost to Bexley in the semifinals a year ago. That gives them the experience factor, plus the fact they have a front line that goes 6'3", 6'3", 6'4", and a backcourt of 6'1" and 6'5".
Got to remember, though, that Wheelersburg pulled the upset yesterday in the semifinals, dumping Willard. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary has a superb junior in Jerome Lane.
Jerome Lane, he can play inside or outside. He's averaging 21.5 points a game. Scored 25 against Cincinnati McNicholas in the semifinal, 38 against Akron East this year. He can do it all.
And Wheelersburg sports a first-team All-Stater in Todd Staker.
Todd Staker headed for Miami of Ohio, a full ride in basketball. He'll study pre-dentistry. He's averaging better than 23 points a game, had 26 against Willard in the semifinal. That should be quite a matchup between those two.
Two very quick run-and-gun teams, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary from the northeastern part of the state, and the Wheelersburg Pirates from down near the river in Portsmouth, Ohio, south central Ohio. Should be a great one. We'll continue from St. John Arena in Columbus with a Double A final in just a moment. The Wheelersburg Pirates come into this Double A final with a 23-4 record. They pulled off the upset yesterday, dumping Willard 70-64 in the semifinals. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary 22-4, all four losses to AAA big schools, and they won their semifinal going away over the McNicholas Rockets of Cincinnati 65-36. But both these teams are very quick, and I think Wheelersburg will surprise you with just how quick they are.
Akron St. Vincent St. Mary lost to Akron Central Howard, Cleveland St. Joe, Canton McKinley, and Massillon Washington. Wheelersburg lost two of their first three games to Boyd County, Proctorville, Fairland, then to Lewis County, and in the last regular season game against Chesapeake.
Let's go to PA announcer Ron Altoff for the introductions of the lineups for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, you are invited to stand and sing our national anthem.
to talk to the opposing coaches just a little while ago, and Jimmy, you had a word with Joe Zubaticki of Akron St. Vincent St. Mary.
I was talking with Joe about the fact that coaches are sometimes practicing psychologists, and I asked him if he used any different psychology with his team leading into this game than he did any other game during the season.
No, I try to get them up when we play somebody that possibly they might take for granted, but when you get to the state tournament level and the regional level, they know that all the teams there are good ball clubs, and so if they can't jack themselves up for that type of game, no, get them for the Gipper speech is going to work.
At what point in the season did you think or realize you had this kind of a team?
Oh, I would say about 2/3 of the way through. We had a very shaky start. We lost our All-American point guard, Curtis Wilson, to Ohio State last year, and I don't think the kids knew whether they could play without him or not. And about 6 or 7 games through the season, we beat Barberton somewhere along that line in the middle of the season, and after that time, the kids had some renewed confidence and felt that they could play with anybody then and knew they could play without him, and since then we played very well.
I had a chance to ask Wheelersburg coach Mike Lovenguth if he was bothered by the underdog label.
Next has the joint basketball games at Walnut Creek High School.
Yeah, we've been the underdog for about the last 4 ball games, and we don't mind that spot at all. I think it's to our advantage with all the pressure and everything that's surrounding this anyhow. I think being the underdog is a good place to be right now.
How about the quickness of Akron St. Vincent St. Mary?
They do have tremendous quickness. We are going to have to handle their press today. If we have trouble with their press, then we're going to have trouble in the ball game. We also feel that another important thing is their inside ball game. They have a couple of excellent players inside, and we feel we have to clog things up in the middle a little bit and make them shoot from the outside in order to win the game.
The AA final coming up. Starting lineups will be next. Your network sponsor is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
What we've got here is one heck of a good corn crop. It's always too early to start counting the cash. You know that. Because there's a lot of things that have to go right between now and harvest. But it sure helps to know this T1100 is as good a corn as you are a corn grower. You want good yields this fall, you gotta start this spring with T1100. I am.
Back at St. John Arena in Columbus, the AA final about ready to commence. Wheelersburg, the Pirates, against the Irish of Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary knocked off McNicholas by 29 yesterday, and they really had a relatively easy road to the final, with the exception of that win over Youngstown Rayen, a perennial Class AA power. Wheelersburg pulled off the big upset in the district final in overtime over their arch rival Portsmouth, and they beat Willard in a run-and-gun battle yesterday. That was a very physical game against Willard.
That was a physical game against Willard, and their game against Whitehall Yearling, the one prior to that, 77-73. That was considered somewhat of an upset because Whitehall had been one of the top-rated teams in the state throughout most of the season. But they're apparently on a roll right now.
There's a look at the Wheelersburg cheering section. They've come up from the Portsmouth area down near the Ohio River in south central Ohio. Let's go to Ron Altoff now and the announcement of the starting lineups.
And now for the introduction of players. For Akron St. Vincent St. Mary, number 14, Pat Gill. For Wheelersburg, number 11, Keith Williams. For Akron, number 20, Danny Finian. For Wheelersburg, number 12, Rob Fanak. For the Irish, number 22, David Vincent. For the Pirates, number 15, Scott May. For St. Vincent St. Mary, number 32, Rod Kimmerer. For Wheelersburg, number 22, Brian Jackson. For the green and gold, number 34, Rodney Joseph. For the orange and black, number 13, James Willis. For St. Vincent St. Mary, number 44, Rick Davis. For Wheelersburg, number 24, Chuck Bowen. Also for Wheelersburg, number 34, Steve Duncan. The starting lineups for Akron St. Vincent St. Mary, number 24 forward, Fred Rollin. For Wheelersburg at forward, number 25, Captain Todd Staker. For Akron at forward, number 40, Captain Darnell Worthy. For Wheelersburg at forward, number 33, Denver Marshall. At center for St. Vincent St. Mary, number 42, Captain Frank Stams. At center for Wheelersburg, number 32, Andrew Srczynski. At guard for Akron, number 12, Darnell Cheatham. For Wheelersburg at guard, number 14, Don Brown. And at guard for the Irish, number 30, Jerome Mullane. And at guard for the Pirates, number 31, Captain Craig Brown.
Just about ready for the opening tip-off in this Double-A final from St. John Arena. Earlier in the day, Monroeville, the Eagles, were crowned Class A champion with a 66-62 win over Columbus Whirly. And now the Double-A, and tonight at 8 o'clock, just a super run-and-gun matchup in Triple-A, Canton McKinley against Dayton Dunbar. This game should be a beauty, though, Jimmy. Both of these teams can run and play pressure defense.
I have not seen a team in the state tournament yet, A, AA, or AAA, that can't run, and most of whom don't like to run. It's just some of them like to run a little bit more than others. We saw a good example of that of a good running team this morning. We'll see it again tonight in Canton McKinley, another good running team. John Carr, C-A-R-R, John Carr and Bob Bradford, the officials for this afternoon's game. And if my voice holds out, I'll be with you for the rest of this one and the one tonight also.
This is Jerome Lane, number 30, the junior, averaging 25 a game, jumping center against Todd Staker, the first-team All-Stater for Wheelersburg. Wheelersburg in the white with orange and black trim, and the Irish of Akron St. Vincent St. Mary in the basic green. And St. V's wins the opening tip. This is Darnell. Down low for Frank Stams it goes, and Stams was called for the 3-second violation. Stams posted up inside and was caught in the lane.
A big one at 6'4". He's headed for Notre Dame, where he'll play linebacker and fullback. Big one.
Trapping zone press. The ball on the floor, and it's controlled by Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. There's that pressing defense right off the bat by the Irish. This is Jerome Lane, a 6'5 guard. They play him all over the floor. Now it goes in low to Fred Rollin. Rollin lost it. Stams recovers. Here's Stams, baseline, put it up. It will count. He is fouled on the play.
There's Stams, and he is a load. He's what Paul Brown of the Cincinnati Bengals would call a real snootful. He drives for the basket, and is hit as he goes up by number 33, Denver Marshall, a 6'1 senior.
2-0. Akron St. V's on top. Stams with a foul shot. He missed it. But the rebound comes off to Darnell Worthy. Great rebounding team is Akron St. V's. This is Cheatham, the point guard, to Worthy, number 40. Worthy out top for Cheatham against the sagging man-to-man defense. Now down low for Fred Rollin, inside, and Rollin scores.
Nice power move by Rollins down low. They got the ball into him, and he wormed his way through traffic.
4-0, Akron St. V's on top. This time, Wheelersburg breaks the press. They get it inside. And Denver Marshall's shot is batted out of bounds, and this is something that Akron St. V's did early in the McNicholas game. They blocked a lot of shots and really intimidated the Rockets.
That intimidation can play a big role, especially when you do it quite early.
Inbound feed, Denver Marshall baseline, tied up. And Don Brown, their point guard, will operate. He takes it inside, a quick move, and he is fouled by Darnell Worthy. First foul on Akron St. V's, and that quickness of Don Brown. Look at him slide that baseline.
Move toward the baseline, sliding around the corner, and number 40, Darnell Worthy, was there, made the contact. And Don Brown, 5'11" senior, goes to the line.
First point in the book for the Wheelersburg Pirates. Don Brown had a great semifinal game, scored 20 points. It's a 4-2 ball game. Akron St. V's up by 2. This is Darnell Cheatham taking it baseline. Short shot. Won't fall. The follow is up and good by Jerome Lane.
That's his first 2 points of the ball game.
And again, Wheelersburg breaks the press. Their all-stater Todd Staker. Staker missed the shot. And Lane off with a rebound. Jerome Lane with a shake and bake move, goes baseline, out top for Frank Stamms. Now Worthy on the block slow. And a foul on Staker. Staker picks up the personal.
Take a look at it. Staker right there. Staker makes the contact, and the pass was generated. A non-shooting foul, and the Irish will put the ball in play.
Second team foul on Wheelersburg. 6-2, Akron St. V's leads it. Here's Fred Rollins with a move to the basket. Fred Rollins showing great quickness. Picks up his second field goal.
Excellent move by Rollins to the baseline.
A quick start for Akron St. V's. Here's Staker now with a jumper. Missed it. Srczynski with the follow. Andrew Srczynski with the first field goal of the game for Wheelersburg. 8-4. This is Cheatham penetrating. Out for Stamms. Frank Stamms. And another lane violation called on Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Akron St. V's is determined to post up low with Fred Rollins and company. And they've been caught for a couple of lane violations. Here's Staker. His shot was blocked by Jerome Lane, bordering on goaltending.
Almost.
This is Fred Rollins. In low it goes. It's stolen away by Staker. Up the floor it goes to Craig Brown. Craig Brown with that between-the-legs dribble. That's one of his trademarks. Off to Staker. Against the man-to-man. They get it to Srczynski. Out top for Craig Brown. Off for Don Brown. And he is fouled by Stamms. Frank Stamms picks up the personal.
Frank Stam, a member of the Parade All-American team, the Catholic High School Player of the Year, makes the contact. Here comes, right there. He's big enough to block out just about anything.
That'll send Don Brown to the line. He's 2 for 2, make that 3 for 3 from the stripe so far. Averages 12 points and 6 assists, but he's played very well all through the tournament.
4 for 4 at the free throw line for Don Brown.
Akron St. V's leads at 8-6. This is Darnell Cheatham. Out top for Darnell Worthy. And another lane violation.
And Joe Sabaticki is a little upset, pointing out to his man as he comes back up court that he better not be caught back in there again.
That's 3 times they've been caught in the lane, Akron St. V's. Here's Staker. First basket for Todd Staker. It's tied 8-8. A 6-point run for Wheelersburg. Now Akron St. V's from the corner. It is Darnell Cheatham. Cheatham's first field goal and the tempo picking up. This is Denver Marshall off for Staker. And Staker is charged with the offensive foul. Staker pushed off as he went to the basket, picks up his second personal. So Staker in some early foul trouble. Here's Cheatham now with a jumper. Missed it. Denver Marshall with a rebound for Wheelersburg. Pushes it up the floor for Staker, and he lost it out of bounds.
Racehorse basketball, typical of some that we saw at stages this morning in the Class A championship game.
That time Wheelersburg up-tempoed it a little too much and threw the ball away. This is Jerome Lane, the 6'5 junior, into the lane, kicks it off for Darnell Worthy. Worthy missed it. We've got some action underneath. A foul against Akron St. V's inside. Jerome Lane picking up the personal.
That is his first personal. It's the third against Akron St. Vincent St. Mary.
Substitutions for Akron St. V's. Rodney Joseph and Ron Cameron are off the bench. Here's Staker. Against the man-to-man defense, into the lane goes Staker. And he is tagged as he took it to the basket by Rodney Joseph. Joseph picks up the personal.
Joseph has not been in the ballgame more than 20 seconds. He already has picked up his first personal foul.
So Staker will go to the line. He's an 80% free throw shooter. Hit 12 for 12 from the foul line in yesterday's semifinal win over Willard. That is 3 points for Todd Staker. He'll be going to Miami of Ohio, the Redskins, next year. 4 points for Staker. 3:50 remaining first quarter. It's tied at 10. The Irish and the Pirates. Here's Darnell Worthy. Across for the new man in the lineup. Roy Cameron missed the shot. Now on the fast break, here's Don Brown inside. Puts up the shot. He is fouled. No basket. It was before the shot. Darnell Worthy will pick up the personal. Let's look at it again.
Watch it. Here he comes. The foul committed before with a great shot by Brown, falling off balance and got the shot, but it is disallowed. The contact was made before the shot was taken.
The fouls are really piling up for Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. I think they might be a little surprised by the quickness of this Wheelersburg team, and they're taking some fouls.
I'm a little bit surprised at the quickness of the Wheelersburg team.
Oh, Don Brown, the man at the line right now, has a super quick move to the basket. He is now 5 for 5 from the foul line. And Wheelersburg has their first lead at 11-10 with 3:34 left first quarter of this AA championship game. Don Brown is 6 for 6 from the line. This is Ron Cameron, number 32, just into the game. They give him that baseline jumper. Now Darnell Worthy. Here's the cut shot. Cameron with the bucket. Here's Don Brown again on penetration. Missed the shot. And Jerome Lane outlets for Rollin. Ahead for Cameron. And Cameron has chipped in with 2 quick field goals off the bench. There is a timeout on the floor. We'll continue in just a moment. Yeah, I'm getting all sorts of surges in my headsets. I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, crowd just comes out of nowhere and goes, "Wah," and wipes everything out. Special effects are fine for audio, but boy, Akron St. V's leading 14-12 over Wheelersburg. This is Don Brown, who's 6 for 6 from the foul line, picked up by Rodney Joseph man-to-man. Both these teams are basic man-to-man, although Wheelersburg will show you some combination defenses. Craig Brown across for Staker. And we have a whistle and a lane violation this time against Wheelersburg.
And it's the same official that has called the 3-second violation at both ends all the time.
So Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary with a chance to go up by 4. 2:40 rating first quarter. Double-A final from Columbus. Rodney Joseph on the alley-oop. And they had Jerome Lane surrounded. The foul will go against Wheelersburg. It is on Craig Brown.
Here it is.
First personal on Craig Brown.
That's
on the inbound play, here's Jerome Lane putting up the shot. And Craig Brown got him again. 2 quick fouls on Brown, the senior.
Up until that point, Wheelersburg had picked up only 2 personal fouls here in the first quarter.
Steve Duncan in the ball game for Wheelersburg, and now Chuck Bowen comes off the bench, replacing Craig Brown, who just picked up those 2 quick fouls. Jerome Lane at the line. That's only his 3rd point. He averages 21.5, had 25 points in the semifinal win over McNicholas. Gets them both.
4 points.
This Akron team was here last year, lost in the semifinals to the eventual Double-A state champion Bexley. They blew a 13-point lead in that game. Good defense by Jerome Lane. He's going to make some college coach very happy. A junior, he's already 6'5" and all-state already.
And a real leaper.
He's a great rejector inside. They can play him anywhere. Inside, outside, he can handle the ball well. This is Staker, the first team all-stater. On the floor, they double-team him. They go baseline for Duncan. Duncan across for Srczynski. That shot is blocked, and there's that inside defense of the Irish. Now here's Rodney Joseph with a move to the basket. And the rebound comes off to Chuck Bowen. 16-12, long lead pass. Duncan moving in, and he travels.
Got a little bit too anxious, saw that basket looming up there with nobody between him and the basket. And it looks very inviting, and he began to move before he put the ball on the floor.
16-12. Akron St. V's leading by 4 over Wheelersburg. Rodney Joseph out for Darnell Worthy. They leave him open for the jumper, and he missed it. Fred Rollin with the rebound, and they got him for going over the top. Fred Rollin, trying to pound the offensive board, picks up the personal.
Let's watch it right here. Well, I'm not quite sure that I agree with the officials on that, but they're wearing striped shirts and we're not.
Marginal contact on that, I think. And that's the 15th foul against Akron St. Vincent St. Mary, and that'll send Don Brown, dead-eye Don Brown, to the line. He is 6 for 6.
In fact, the team, Wheelersburg, is 8 for 8, and were it not for the fact that they've been so dead-eye this first quarter at the free throw line, they really wouldn't be in it because they only have 2 field goals, one by Todd Staker and one by Srczynski.
They've been outscored in the field goal department 7-2 by the Irish. Well, they send Srczynski, Andrew Srczynski, to the line. He's a 6'4" senior. That's his 3rd point. I think Wheelersburg tried a little deception there. They put Don Brown on the line and made the official take him off. 10 for 10 from the foul line for the Wheelersburg Pirates. They shot 84% from the line in their semifinal victory over Willard. So they've made it count from the foul line here in the state Final Four. This is Darnell Worthy. There's a foul inside as they alley-ooped it to Jerome Lane.
And it's against Todd Staker. That's his 2nd personal foul. Clock is stopped with 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. Irish leading by 2, 16-14.
That'll put Lane at the line. He scored 4, 2 for 2 from the foul line. Misses the front end, but Worthy with a rebound. And Akron St. V's has a big advantage on the boards. Here's Rodney Joseph. Rebound off to Don Brown of Wheelersburg, though. He racehorses it up the floor. Senior Don Brown has really come on in the tournament. Scored 20 in the semifinal game. His pass stolen away. Ron Cameron in the corner, batted away by Staker. 16-14, Akron St. V's leads by a pair. About a minute left in the first quarter. Here's Worthy pounding it low for Jerome Lane.
As big as he is, when you put him down on that baseline, the way he plays inside, he's very difficult to handle.
This is Staker caught in a trap. He gets it off to Bowen on the high post for Denver Marshall. Marshall, a great baseline feed, but Staker missed the layup. Good vision there by Marshall, spotting Staker. Staker fouled, though, on his way up.
Frank Stams picks up his second personal foul.
Staker will go to the line. He scored 4. Fred Rowland back into the ball game, replacing Frank Stams. Staker missing the front end. That's the first foul line miss for Wheelersburg. They're now 10 of 11. With 30 seconds left, Akron St. V's will go for the one shot. Darnell Worthy out near the timeline, just standing, holding the basketball. I'd imagine they try to work it to Jerome Lane on their number 1 option. They also have Fred Rowland posted up low. Down to 14 seconds as Worthy gives it to Cameron. Cameron on the move, looking for Jerome Lane. Back to Cameron. Cameron puts it up off the glass, missed it. Jerome Lane with the lay-in. And that's the end of the first quarter as Akron St. V's takes a 6-point lead at 20-14. Your network sponsor is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
I sure get a kick out of watching folks slow down to eyeball this field of soybeans. Like most DeKalb Pfizer Genetics dealers, I like to show off my best beans. You know, where the neighbors can get a good look at them. You get really good beans by starting with DeKalb Pfizer seed. Then you know you got high-quality seed that yields as good as it looks. Try them. And put them out by the road, just like I am.
Akron St. Vincent St. Mary with a 20-14 lead over Wheelersburg at the end of the first quarter in this Class AA championship game. And it was a busy first quarter for Jerome Lane, the 6'5" junior from Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. He was 3 for 3 from the field, 2 for 3 at the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds, 2 of them offensive bounds, and 3 block shots. That's enough for a full afternoon for a lot of people.
As we expected, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary with a big edge on the boards at both ends. As we get it going in quarter number 2, out of bounds it goes, and it will be Wheelersburg ball. The Wheelersburg Pirates, the underdog in this game. It's their first trip to the state Final Four. They upset Willard yesterday. They're trying for another upset this afternoon over Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. At the moment, the Akron team leading by 6 at 20-14. They alley-oop it low for Staker. The turnaround move won't fall. And again, Lane with a rebound. Long lead for Fred Rowland. And he went right into the Wheelersburg crowd. If there's one problem with Akron St. V's, they tend to get out of control at times, and they'll just throw the ball away.
They have done that 2 or 3 times already today.
You'll remember they blew that 13-point lead over Bexley last year in the state semifinals.
Right, they did, and finally wound up winning by only 5. I think it was 63-58.
Here's Darnell Cheatham looking low for Rowland. Rowland with a great move to the basket. Fred Rowland just as slippery inside. That is 6 for Fred Rowland. He just slipped right around Andrew Srczynski. And Srczynski picks up the personal.
Srczynski, that is his first personal foul.
Fred Rowland missing the free throw. Another problem for Akron St. Vincent St. Mary, they don't shoot fouls very well. Other than that, though, they're a heck of a team. Out top, Todd Staker from 15. Can't hit it, and Rowland with a rebound. Staker started slowly in the semifinal game also. He'll come on. He's a great player. This is Darnell Worthy, left open from the perimeter. Missed it. Rowland with the offensive board. Won't go. Tipped up and in by Cheatham. 10-point lead for Akron St. V's. Here is Staker inside. His shot is blocked. The Irish on the break. Ron Cameron with the basket.
They're on a roll now.
A timeout called by Wheelersburg to stop the bleeding. They trail by 12. And now this from the Ohio Farm Bureau.
Ohio's countryside is harvesting soybeans in the crisp October air, the joy of caring for baby animals, the scent of freshly plowed earth, a sun-glistened wheat field.
Farmers are people who work in the countryside. Agriculture is their business, and their business is putting food on your table. Farm Bureau is an organization that works toward a better future for farmers and for you, the consumer.
Farm Bureau, a good thing growing.
In the first 1 minute and 23 seconds of the second quarter, the Irish have outscored the Wheelersburg team 6-zip and have boosted their 20-14 halftime lead into a 26-14 lead. And that's when Wheelersburg decided it was time to call a timeout. Mike Levenduth signaled for the timeout to talk it over.
And Akron St. V's is going for the juggler. They're still going full court pressure. Staker breaks it. Todd Staker with a lay-in. And the offensive foul on Staker. The basket will count, I believe.
Here it is.
No basket. No basket. Third foul on Staker. And still, Wheelersburg has not scored in the second quarter. Here's Cheatham. Missed it inside. Jerome Lane with a stick back.
They are so strong inside.
That is 10 points for Lane. Craig Brown gets it over to Staker, who's playing with 3 fouls now. Craig Brown left open. He's deadly from that range.
Those are the first 2 points of the afternoon for Craig Brown.
It is 28-16. Akron St. V's up by 12. Cheatham penetrates. Out top. Craig. Ron Cameron missed the shot. And Denver Marshall starts it back for Wheelersburg. The Pirates now have to gain some composure and get themselves some good shots. Craig Brown put one up from the corner. We've got a foul called on Cheatham, I believe. It is Darnell Cheatham.
Here it comes right here. That's the first on Cheatham.
That was away from the ball as Cheatham ran into Andrew Srczynski. Srczynski is 2 for 2 from the line. And he misses the front end, gets his own rebound, and he is fouled by Lane on the way up.
Lane picks up his second personal foul. He did not like the call, and as much as expressed himself with that facial glance.
Akron St. Vincent St. Mary has outscored Wheelersburg 12-2 from late in the first quarter to the present time. Srczynski will drill the first of a 2-shot foul, an 11-point lead for Akron St. V's. 5:35 left first half. Gets them both. Wheelersburg has still only scored 3 field goals. They have stayed in it at the foul line. Here's Cheatham with a penetration. Missed the shot. Jerome Lane with the stick back. And he traveled. That'll wipe out the basket.
The Wheelersburg fans right in that area all for that call. The Irish fans at the other end of the floor are not too happy with the call.
And there were about 1,000 Wheelersburg Pirate fans who were officiating on that one underneath. This is Craig Brown out of a trap, getting it to Don Brown. Now Craig Brown shoots from downtown, missed it, fouled underneath. As Fred Rowland is caught for leading with the elbow under the basket.
See if we can see it.
Number 24, Fred Rowland.
Just as they came down.
Fred Rowland will sit down with the two personals. There's a timeout on the floor. And we'll continue in just a minute. (28-18), Akron St. Vincent St. Mary with a 10-point lead over Wheelersburg. And Wheelersburg has got to do something to get some shots in their half-court offense.
Were it not for the fact that they have been so deadly at the free throw line, this would be what you'd call a blowout. In the first quarter, Todd Staker, the All-Ohioan, had a bucket. Also in that first quarter, Andrew Srczynski had a bucket. Here in the second quarter, Craig Brown had a two-pointer. But other than that, all of the points for the Pirates have come at the free throw line.
And they are 12 for 14 from the foul line, are the Pirates of Wheelersburg. Denver Marshall will make his first trip to the foul line in this ball game. He is a 6'1" senior, averages 5 points, 3 rebounds. And he misses the front end. A 10-point lead for the team with the ball, the Irish of Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Darnell Cheatham out to Darnell Worthy. Now Cheatham lets it go, missed it. .4:55 remaining. Second quarter, Todd Staker back in. They took him out briefly after he picked up foul number 3, but Staker is indispensable for this team.
You've got to have him on the floor. Everything is built around Todd Staker. As he goes, so goes this ball club.
Staker has averaged 30 points a game in the 7 tournament games for Wheelersburg. Had 36 in the regional final win over Columbus Whitehall. This is Craig Brown against the man-to-man. Staker now, baseline, short pump, got it.
That's 6 points for Staker.
Staker will warm up. As we said, he started the Willard game very slowly, missed his first 5 shots, and ended up scoring 26. This is Ron Cameron out for Worthy. Against the man-to-man, Worthy pulls up. Air ball, Jerome Lane.
As long as you're missing those shots and you've got somebody underneath like Lane to grab them off and put them back in, you're in big trouble.
Second and third opportunities abound for Akron St. V's. Here is Staker again, missed it. And Worthy clears the boards. 30-20, Akron St. V's. Here's Rodney Joseph. Akron being a little more deliberate now. Ron Cameron, give him 8. Boy, Cameron has provided a big lift off the bench. Against the press, Staker over the timeline. Bottled up by Frank Stams. Across for Don Brown. They've got to get the ball to him more. Don Brown, a great penetrator, but he hasn't really had a chance to operate much in the second quarter. Now Staker.
Staker continues to move himself around the perimeter. He goes back and forth along the baseline and comes out on top. Eventually, he's going to find himself open.
He floats all over the floor, and they try to get the ball to him. He can score from any spot. Here's Joseph. Rodney Joseph with his first 2. Everybody getting into the act for Akron St. V's. 3 minutes remaining first half. 34-22, Akron by 12. This is Denver Marshall baseline. Falls off the rim. And a foul underneath goes against Wheelersburg's Andrew Srczynski.
That is his second personal foul. stops the clock with 2 minutes, 56 seconds left here in the second quarter. The Irish leading by 12, 34-22.
The bench of Akron St. Vincent St. Mary has been a big factor. Cameron and Joseph have scored 10 points between them. Here's Cameron at the line. He'll miss the free throw, but again, Jerome Lane is there, powers it up, and he is fouled by Steve Duncan. Jerome Lane averaged almost 12 rebounds on the season. And look at him go after the ball on the board.
Jerome Lane shooting 21.
Lane has scored 12. Makes that 13 points. And he's only a junior. He was an all-tournament player last year here in Columbus in the state Final Four as a sophomore. That's 14 for Lane and about 10 rebounds.
36-22 the score, 14-point Bulls.
This is Chuck Bowen in the ball game, number 24, out top for Don Brown. 2:35 to play first half. Craig Brown, they bottled him up well. Way across for Staker from 20. And now it's intercepted by Don Brown of Wheelersburg. This is Don Brown quickly for Craig Brown. Dead corner. Won't go. Ron Cameron with a rebound. Cameron has played a strong first half. Cameron has taken over at the point guard. Now he'll give it to Rodney Joseph out top for Darnell Worthy. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary up by 14, and they get it to Cameron again. Oh! That is 10 for Cameron. I don't think he's missed a shot. And again, that pressure. Now Staker attacking the basket. Todd Staker.
38-24, still the 14-point Bulls.
That is 10 for Staker. He started to pick up the pace. A minute 25 to play. First half of this AA final from Columbus. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary wants to pull Wheelersburg out to play man-to-man. And Wheelersburg, down by 14, has to come out and pressure the ball. It's up to them. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary is cruising with a 14-point lead. Frank Stams. Now Jerome Lane. Lane picked up man-to-man by Craig Brown. Kicks it for Cameron. Cameron out near the timeline. They're trying to trap him. He's got to get rid of it for Stams. Now backdoor, Darnell Worthy. First basket for Darnell Worthy, 35 seconds remaining. 16-point lead for Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. They've led all the way. Here's Craig Brown. That's 4 for him. And the Irish get a chance to draw final blood here in the second quarter. 10 seconds to go. Jerome Lane flips it to Stams. On the high post, out to Darnell Worthy. 5 seconds. He better start moving. And an offensive foul on Darnell Worthy. Good position by Don Brown. Joe Zubaticki, the Akron St. Vincent St. Mary coach, has a 14-point lead, but he's still not satisfied. 3 seconds left. Long feed intercepted by Rodney Joseph. With 1 second left, he lets the shot go. Air ball. And that's the end of the first half of play in this AA final. 40-26. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary in control. A 14-point lead over Wheelersburg. Let's go down to Jimmy Crum with the leading coach.
Thank you, Andy. Coach, it's hard to believe that Jerome Lane is only a junior. He handles himself so well.
Yeah, we're making some few mistakes, but My main concern is the foul problem right now. If we can come out of this without fouling out about 3 or 4 guys, I think we'll be all right. But we've got to watch ourselves making foolish fouls.
When you have somebody like Cameron, though, coming off the bench doing what he's doing, you can't be mad at that.
Yeah, they're sagging way in on our big guys, and they've been busting a couple outside, so that's helping quite a bit right now.
You change anything around greatly for the second half?
Not a lot. We're going to change a couple things, but nothing, nothing drastic.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Joe Sabaticki, the head coach of Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Now back to Andy McWilliams.
It's halftime in the Double-A final. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary with a 14-point lead over the Wheelersburg Pirates, and we will continue in just a minute.
Back with you, ladies and gentlemen, at St. John Arena, where at halftime it's the Irish 40 and the Burg 26 in this Class AA semifinal championship game. Joining us is Mr. Fred Daffler, the Associate Commissioner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. If he were to enumerate the numbers of duties he has with the OHSAA, it would take from now until tip-off time tonight at 8 o'clock. But 2 of his most important duties are those of rules interpretation and the officials. Let's take those in inverse order, Fred. How are officials chosen for these state championship games?
Well, they have to meet certain criteria as far as minimum requirements are concerned, and then those officials who are eligible are voted upon by coaches who, in their opinion, are the best officials. These are all tallied down at the district level, and the ones with the most in the tally then are assigned to regional and state tournament games.
Can officials who worked the state tournament, say in 1984, work the state tournament again in 85?
No, the board has adopted one of the regulations that they may not repeat in successive years. So the 18 officials that are here this year for the 9 games would not be permitted back next year.
Where rules interpretation are concerned, where are things of this sort initiated? With you, with your office, or out in the field?
Well, it's a combination of all of them. First of all, the National Federation of State High School Associations writes the rules through their rules committees, and they are the official interpreting body. We get calls, telephone calls, requests by mail and so forth to interpret certain things that happen during the season, and we try to answer them on the basis of our information. If it gets too difficult, we go to the national body for the interpretation.
Are there times when you and some of your associates and cohorts sit down and try to interpret rules where it's logical to assume you might come up with different interpretations?
Well, yes, that's one reason why we ask or require, I should say, our officials to attend local rules meetings in which they actually talk about the rules, how to apply them, and so forth. But when it comes down to the final analysis, they are expected to use the interpretation that comes from the national governing body.
Fred, thank you for joining us.
You're certainly welcome.
Fred Daffler, the Associate Director or the Associate Commissioner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Now back to Andy McWilliams.
It's halftime of this Double-A championship game from Columbus. Akron St. Vincent St. Mary 40, the Wheelersburg Pirates 26. Your network sponsor is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
Farming is a tough way to make a living. Most farmers are in a struggle just to survive. I know I sure am. So when I come asking you to plant DeKalb Pfizer genetic seed, you better believe it'll be the same seed that's done the job on my own.